Hello, welcome to this new video. So this is the first in a series of videos I'm going to do on percentages. So this is just basic stuff about increases and decreases, probably about level 3 at GCSE. Now, virtually all percentage questions I would try and tackle using a proportion table. That way, you can just remember to use one method rather than trying to remember all different sorts of methods. Okay, the only type of percentage question I wouldn't use a proportion table on is a compound interest. Anyway, so let's look at the first. I'm going to do the two on the right. So Brian is paid £470 per week. He gets a 9% pay rise. What is his new weekly wage? So remember, if nothing changes, you've got 100% of what you started with. Okay? Now, he gets a 9% pay rise. So if we put that on, that means his wage next year is 109% of what it was this year. So when we do our proportion table, we have a column for percentage and we have a column for the quantity. In this case, is money. So the original amount is always the 100% figure. Okay, that's very important for later on for the slightly more complicated ones. So obviously the original figure is the one furthest back in time, which is his current wage, which is £470. So that's 100%. And that's £470. Now, I want to know what will it be after a 9% increase. In other words, when it's 109% of what it was. Now, it's difficult to get from 100 to 109 in one step. So what we do is we do one little jump, we take it to 1%. Well, that's easy to do. To get from any number to 1, you just divide by itself. So in this case, we divide by 100. And then once you've got it to 1, you can multiply it by what you're aiming for. So we times it by 109. And we do exactly the same on this side. Divided by 100 times by 109. So you get your calculator. 470 divided by 100 times by 109. And you get 512.3. Now remember, it's money. Money has to be either whole numbers, if it's a nice whole number, or to 2 decimal places. So what that means is it's 512.3 means 30 pence. So that is your answer. Right, let's look at the one below. So the population of Swilsborough is declining at a rate of 14%. So 100% means the population hasn't changed. Declining means it's reducing. So take away 14%. So that's going to leave us with 86%. So again, let's set up our proportion table. Percentage, this time it's population. So the original amount, which is 100%, all right, is the original population, which is 23,450. We want to know what will it be when it's dropped to 86% of that. So again, using that unitary method, divide by 100, that gets us to 1%, times this by 86, do the same on this side, by 86. Now remember, population has to be a whole number. We can't have 0.5 of a person, for example. So if it's not a whole number, we have to round it to the nearest whole number. So 23450 divided by 100 times by 86. And it does give us a nice whole number. So we can write that down as 20,167. Okay, there's 2 questions on the right-hand side. So pause the video, have a go at those 2 questions, and then when you're ready, press play and I'll go through them. Okay, right, so the first one. So the train fare from Barnsley to Sheffield is currently £6.40. It's going to be increased. So 100%, it's an increase. So we add on 11%. Okay, so that's going to give us 111%. So let's set up our proportion table. Percentages. All right, it's a cost, so it's pounds. So the original fare, which is 100%, is £6.40. We want to know what will it be when it's got to 111% of that. So divide by 100 times by 111. So £6.40 divided by 100 times by 111. Now we get, on my calculator, it comes up as 7.104. Now remember, money has to be 2 decimal places. So £7, and it's either 10 or 11 pence. Well, it's closer to 10 pence, so it's going to be £7.10. Always 2 decimal places for money. Right, the next one, the value of Maggie's car depreciates, so that means reduces by 9.5%. So 100% means the value of the car hasn't changed. Depreciates, it's gone down 9.5%. So that's going to give us 90.5%. So set up our proportion table, percentage, value of car, so it's pounds. So the original value, 100%, is £9,200. We want to know what will it be when it's 90.5%. So we're going to divide by 100 times by 90.5. So 9,200 divided by 100 times by 90.5, press equals, and we've got a value of £8,326. And that's how you increase or decrease by a percentage. Thanks for watching.